Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. So, what are my favorite Pokemon that Ash has ever had? So, you see a bunch of his Pokemon like even right here. Now, this is Ash in his Kalos design. So, you're not going to have any Pokemon from Alola and none in this current series with the Galar region. I mean, it's kind of all over, but there's a good amount focused on the Galar region because that is where Leon lives. So, but also it's like, okay, Froakie, that ends up being Greninja. So there's a couple of little things that, would get changed from this picture, but and this isn't a strongest. This isn't a coolest. Well, it's a little bit of a coolest because, if the Pokemon's cool and they were a fan favorite, then yeah. Also, strength can factor into it, but other things will factor in as well. But what were my favorite Pokemon that Ash ever had? Now, this is no particular order, but it's top 10. Okay? Obviously, Pikachu, Ash's first ever Pokemon. The Pokemon he has the best bond with of any Pokemon he's ever had. These two can read each other like it's nothing. And I mean like it's nothing. So, obviously, Pikachu has to be on this list. And Pikachu's probably number one, let's face it. Next is Charizard. A Pokemon that gave Ash many, many headaches, but he never gave up on. And that is what makes their relationship so great. One of the Pokemon that also had a very, very strong bond with Ash, Greninja. You'll notice that a lot of these Pokemon, they had a strong bond with Ash. So Greninja was able to transform itself into what was known as Ash Greninja. And I looked on not Wikipedia, Bulbapedia, which showed a bunch of Ash's Pokemon, or all of his Pokemon. And it showed Pokemon that were released, and Greninja was in that list. I don't believe Greninja was officially released. Ash let Greninja go and help save the world. I think we're going to get Greninja back. Same thing with Pidgeot. I don't think Pidgeot was ever officially released, yet it was on there. Now, a couple Pokemon that it says were released. Lapras. I agree. Butterfree. I agree. But, to me, Greninja was not released. But yeah, its bond with Ash was amazing. Sceptile. Now, Sceptile is a fan favorite, but it was a very strong Pokemon for Ash. And one of my favorites. It was cool to see it used again in the Kalos region by Sawyer. Infernape, the Pokemon that was given up on by Paul when it was a little Chimchar. It worked hard. It proved Paul wrong. It ended up beating Paul. And it beat Electivire also. And then, if you're watching the newest series, we actually saw Infernape. We did. It was battling other fire-type Pokemon of Ash's in order to get stronger to face a Moltres. So that was actually pretty cool. Infernape, though, obviously the story has to be it. One of the favorites. And, Greninja was that way. Froakie just couldn't find a trainer that it worked well with. Incineroar. Again, the story. So it's even Charizard. Charizard was abandoned as a Charmander. So it's story, 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 story. They all have the story, the backstory that makes them just so likable, so lovable. Incineroar, a tiny Litten that wanted to get strong, so it would get training from it's that dog with the long fur, like a really long mustache, beard. I can't think of it. But it would get training from that old Pokemon, and then finally joined Ash, worked hard. It's story. Boom. Ash's Lycanroc. Again, it's story. You know, being a Rockruff, not actually being Professor Kukui's Pokemon. And, you know, getting this odd trait where it's both the Lycanroc evolutions. You know, midnight and midday forms. It's both. So, and then to be able to learn to control its power. Same way how Chimchar had to control its power, and it didn't until it was an Infernape. Lycanroc eventually learned how to control it, and Ash as well, so then they could harness that power and use it during battles. Not sure if this is a common one for people, but Melmetal. I liked Melmetal. I thought it was cool. You know, being the tiny little Meltan where it really didn't do anything, and then all of a sudden, boom, big, strong, like, it's like, holy hell. You know? Ash's Lucario. So, in this current series, or season, whatever you want to call it, Ash has had quite a few Pokemon where, you know, we really could have loved to see Ash have these before. Dragonite, Gengar, Lucario. And it's like, what is happening? And, you know, I think I've talked about this. I think this could be it for Ash. Like, this is it. They don't actually have him going to a region, traveling strictly in that region. You know, it's, okay, you're going to this region, that region. We're seeing old characters. You know, we've seen Ash's old Pokemon. Not that we hadn't in prior regions. But it's just seems different. So, Lucario. A fan favorite, I feel like, before Ash even got one. You know, having it as an egg, then Riolu, then Lucario. Plus, the fact it can Mega Evolve. He has a very, very strong bond with Lucario. Torterra. Time for a sad story. I was playing, what was it? Pokemon Pearl, I believe, on my Nintendo DS. I brought it with me on a trip to Italy. There is this river. It's a very, very shallow river. You know, not more than your shins. But it's said if you walk across, you'll have good luck. So I did. And then I decided, you know, there is a bridge if you don't want to walk through the water. There is a bridge. So you can just walk over it. But no good luck. I decided I'm going to walk through the river again. I fell. I had a Nintendo DS in my Nintendo DS in my pocket. It fell out. I didn't realize it until later. So, in that, and my Pokemon Pearl was in it. In that Pokemon Pearl, I had a level 100 Torterra that I had worked hard to get. Okay. So, with that said, that really doesn't have much to do with my love of Torterra. It's just a cool freaking Pokemon. The whole losing it thing doesn't have much to do with it. I liked the way it looked. I liked Torterra. I thought it was a cool Pokemon. So, because Ash had it, it makes my list. And those are my top 10 Pokemon that Ash has had. Let me know of your top 10 down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Turn notifications on. See y'all guys next video. Later.
Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years